Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Bills' season and their quest for that elusive Super Bowl title. Rumors are swirling around the NFL circles that the Houston Texans might be willing to part ways with one of their top defensive assets, Danielle Hunter, and the Bills could be front and center in this potential blockbuster trade. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Hunter, isn't he coming off a pretty solid season? And you're right. The guy has been a force on the edge, a relentless pass rusher who's capable of disrupting even the best offensive lines. And for the Bills, adding someone like Hunter could be a huge boost, especially given their current defensive needs and the limited cap space they're operating under. Let's dive into what makes Hunter such a hot commodity right now. For starters, he's coming off a season where he showcased his elite pass-rushing skills, racking up 5 sacks in 8 games, along with 16 solo tackles, 9 assists, and a total of 25 combined tackles. His pressure rate was a stellar 19%, and he generated 58 pressures overall, which is a big deal for a team looking to elevate its pass rush. Hunter is a player who consistently creates chaos in the backfield, and his 2025 PFF grade of 89.5 places him firmly in the top 10 among edge rushers in the league. That's exactly the kind of impact player the Bills need, especially considering their recent struggles with generating sacks and pressure, despite having some talented players. Now, what makes this situation even more intriguing is the current state of the Texans' defense and their roster strategy. Houston is sitting at a solid 5-4 record, allowing just 7 points per game. They're doing well in terms of keeping opponents under control, but they also have a clear focus on rebuilding and retooling for the future. It's no secret that they're looking to maximize their draft capital, especially after the recent trade of their quarterback C.J. Stroud, and they appear open to moving some veteran assets to do so. In particular, sources close to the league suggest that the Texans might be willing to trade Danielle Hunter in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That's a significant asset for a team that's still in the process of rebuilding but wants to add pieces that can help them in the coming years. Think about it. Hunter, a proven disruptive force, would bring a massive upgrade to the Bills' pass rush. Since his arrival in 2024, Hunter has been a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, generating 12 QB hits and a total of 25 pressures, with a 1-9 win rate versus current edge players on the Bills. His ability to get after the quarterback and pressure the pocket could elevate Buffalo's defense from good to elite. With Hunter in the fold, the Bills could see a jump of at least 20% in pressures, boosting their sack total significantly. Currently, the Bills have 25 sacks on the season, but adding Hunter's explosiveness could push that number well beyond that, creating the kind of relentless pass rush that can destabilize even the most confident offenses. From a strategic perspective, this trade makes a lot of sense for the Texans as well. They are sitting on roughly $7 million in cap space, according to SpotTrack, and they need to make moves to free up room for extensions and their rebuild. Their defense, while solid, has allowed 150 points over the last 9 games, and they're prioritizing draft picks to bolster their secondary, which has been underwhelming with just 7 interceptions and a secondary that's vulnerable to big plays. Their offense, averaging just 22 points per game, has been hampered by turnovers and inconsistent play, so they're looking for a rebuild that emphasizes future assets rather than short-term fixes. Trading Hunter for a first-rounder in 2026 allows them to focus on building around their young core and addressing their secondary needs. For the Bills, this potential trade is a no-brainer. They have roughly $7 million in cap space, which means they can absorb Hunter's contract without too much trouble. More importantly, Hunter fills a glaring need at outside linebacker, especially with the injury to OLB Shaq Lawson, who is currently out with a hamstring injury. Adding Hunter to the mix would give the Bills a formidable front that could generate a lot more disruption. Imagine a pass rush featuring Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, and Danielle Hunter. Teams would be forced into quick throws, hurried decisions, and turnovers. The Bills' defense, which already ranks among the best, would elevate even further, increasing their ability to force turnovers and keep potent offenses like Kansas City, Cincinnati, or Miami in check. Let's talk about the impact this could have on the season. Buffalo has been on a tear, sitting at 13-4 last season, still a team with a lot of momentum and a clear shot at making deep playoff runs. Adding Hunter could be the final piece that pushes them into a different stratosphere. With his ability to generate pressures and sacks, the Bills' defense would become a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, especially on third down and in critical moments. This could translate into more turnovers, more three-and-outs, and more time of possession for Josh Allen and the offense. It's a formula that has worked well before. When the Bills' defense is playing at a high level, they're nearly unstoppable. And speaking of the offense, Hunter's addition could help create mismatches up front, freeing up other pass rushers and allowing the Bills to use more exotic blitz packages. The more pressure they can apply without blitzing, the easier it becomes to cover receivers and shut down opposing offenses. Plus, with Hunter's ability to play on the edge and sometimes inside, the Bills could deploy a more flexible rush package that keeps offenses guessing. On the other hand, the trade also sends a message to the AFC East. Buffalo is serious about maintaining their dominance and pushing even further toward the Super Bowl. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off big time if they can seal the deal with a deep playoff run. Now, let's keep in mind the competitive landscape. The AFC is loaded this year, with teams like Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Miami all vying for supremacy. But Buffalo's growth has been impressive, and with the right additions, especially a disruptive pass rusher like Hunter, they could turn the tide decisively. The odds are already favoring the Bills. Fox Sports has them at plus 900 to win the Super Bowl as of November 2025, moving from plus 600 earlier in the season. The addition of Hunter could bump their chances even higher, raising their win probability by at least 17%, and making them a real contender to finally break through and get their Lombardi. So, what does this all mean? Well, if this trade comes to fruition, it marks a massive turning point for the Bills. It's a strategic move that signals their intent to contend now and push for a championship that has eluded them for decades. Hunter's proven track record, combined with Buffalo's already talented roster, could be what separates the Bills from the pack. It's a bold move, but in today's NFL, bold is often necessary to reach that ultimate goal. And no doubt the Bills fans would be fired up to see Hunter donning the blue and red. Imagine the roar at Highmark Stadium when he makes that first big play, disrupting the quarterback, forcing a fumble, or sealing a crucial third down. That's the kind of energy and impact that can galvanize a team and a fan base alike. This move could define the Bills' season and their dynasty ambitions for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, folks, this potential trade for Danielle Hunter is one to watch closely. It's a move that aligns perfectly with the Bills' current window of opportunity, an aggressive, calculated step towards Super Bowl contention. With Hunter's elite pass-rushing skills, the Bills could transform their defense into one of the league's most feared units. It's a move that could tilt the balance of power in the AFC East and beyond, setting Buffalo up for a deep playoff run and hopefully a shot at that Lombardi trophy they've been chasing for so long. This kind of move also sends a message across the league. The Bills aren't content with just being contenders. They want to be champions, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. So keep your eyes peeled, Bills Mafia. This story isn't over yet, and the next chapter could be written with the arrival of Danielle Hunter, a true game changer. And if it happens, you can bet we'll be here breaking it all down, analyzing every sack, every pressure, every game-changing play. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news.